You know, I don't care what anybody says. That one's liable to make a sound when it falls. That's the direction I have to go. It's a cold day in January and time for another Redlands Ramble. I should point out that this is not a trail. This is just part of Redlands WMA and the National Forest, and I've never been back in here before. I wanted to see what was here, so this is just straight bushwhack. Not a high mileage thing, more of a sightseeing for a couple of days thing. Alright, I've been walking this line, and I think this sign is this corner, which means I now have to turn and go that way, which would be right down through there, I hope. I hope that's right. Alright, this is a highway. I want to cross that highway about right there, so this is pretty easy. All I got to do is walk due west until I hit the highway. Alright, I've been heading more or less due west, occasionally jogging north, and I've finally hit an old Forest Service road that shows on my map, and it's heading more or less west and a little bit north, which is sort of the direction I want to go. So for easier walking and a little bit less bushwhacking, I'm going to walk the road for just a little bit and see if I come out closer to the highway. Hundreds of people drive by this every day. It's just a few feet off the highway. Another of the old cemeteries lost in the woods. Still rambling through the Redlands WMA, and I hope I didn't interrupt the progeny test. Alrighty, I'm popping out on Forest Service Road about where I thought I would be. It's about 4 o'clock. I'm starting to lose daylight, and I'm about 2 to 2.5 miles from where I'm hoping to camp tonight. So I got to get a move on before darkness overtakes me. I think that'll do for a bedroom tonight. $30 last night. Slept real good. Got up this morning, got some duck hunters around here, a few shots every now and then. Beautiful morning. Already had breakfast, packing up. Gonna ramble around some more in the Redlands WMA this morning. Let's go. I don't really have an agenda on this walk. I'm just wandering around for a couple of days back here on the WMA just to look at whatever I find that's interesting, see if I can find a pretty spot, and if I find something interesting or particularly scenic, I'll maybe come back and use it as a camp spot later on. Case in point, you're walking along in mostly shady woods, and all of a sudden you see a little pretty spot of sunshine like that, so you just stop and shoot a picture. Alright, it's about 1 o'clock in the afternoon. I've walked what is essentially a great big 6-mile half circle from one part of the lake to the other. So there's the lake behind me again. Well, let's get closer and take a closer look. There you go, a little bit better view. Never been here before, didn't even know it was this pretty back in here, but that's the purpose of the walking around trip that I'm on right now, is just to find little spots like this for you know, for later camping. And speaking of which, shout out to 5 Tango. Hey, this one's very doable. Not hard to get to, not too far, just far enough to make you feel like you walked, not so far to make you sorry you did. I'll show it to you sometime. Whoa. I'm still finding odd stuff out here on the Redlands WMA. If I had to hazard a guess, I'd say somebody's been out here doing a little bushcrafting. And there's another one right behind me. Just when I was wondering how I was going to get across that, the answer presents itself. An old bridge, probably from the 1920s, 1930s. I will take advantage of it. Good morning. Morning of day 3. I'm about done with this trip. It's been a fun 3 days, 2 nights roaming around Redlands. Had a lot of fun, saw some new spots I'm going to come back to later on. I'm about to step off the WMA and back onto the dirt road, and that leads to the paved road, and I'm only about a mile and a half from my own property at this point, so I'm just going to road walk it on home with my little blinking light so I don't get hit by the cars. And there's not much use in saying it since I'm going to get there under my own power, but I'll say it anyway. Come get me, Mother. I'm through.